Hi, this is Faith and Literacy. And if you have a child or a student in elementary school, K to 5, and they are lacking in reading and reading comprehension skills, don't go anywhere because I'm about to share with you how you can help your child or student build strong reading and reading comprehension skills. Reading and reading comprehension are the cornerstones for academic success. The ability to read fluently and to understand what is being read impacts every subject area, not just in ELA, but science, social studies, geography, music, art, all the content areas, and beyond. For children in kindergarten through 5th grade, developing these skills lays the foundation for lifelong learning, critical thinking, and communication. So, what are reading and reading comprehension skills? Well, reading is more than just decoding words. It involves those 5 pillars that help kids lay that strong foundation for reading success. It includes phonics, fluency, vocabulary, understanding sentence structure, and of course that leads to comprehension. Now, reading comprehension refers to the ability to make meaning from text, to identify main idea, supporting details, themes, make inferences, and make connections to what you are reading. Now, the two intertwine, and fluency is that bridge between word recognition, right, decoding skills, and other reading skills, and reading comprehension. And comprehension is going to help motivate kids to want to continue reading. So, why do these skills matter? Well, strong reading skills allow kids to access grade level content across subject areas. Remember, in today's school, kids have to write for math. They have to write what they're thinking, how they solve problems. They also have to be able to read word problems and understand what they need to do in order to solve that problem. They need to read directions. And of course, reading across other content areas like science, social studies, and beyond. It also allows kids to develop critical and creative thinking skills. It strengthens vocabulary and communication skills, builds up confidence as independent readers, and that leads to help kids foster a love for lifelong learning. Now, without these adequate comprehension skills, students may read words correctly, so they may have that word recognition to decoding down, but they're going to fail to understand and to retain that information. And of course, that gap can impact academic performance as well as motivation. Now, let's take a look at some of the skills that kids learn in different grade bands in elementary. So, for example, in K1 grade, these are early emergent and emergent readers. You're going to be focusing on phonological awareness, phonics, word recognition, vocabulary growth, oral comprehension, as well as basic comprehension skills. For 2nd and 3rd graders, which are more developing readers, you're going to be focusing on fluency, building up that vocabulary development, comprehension strategies like focusing on main idea, summarization, and details, helping kids make inferences, comparing text, and identifying author's purpose, as well as building up their independent reading stamina. Now, for the 4th to 5th grade band, that is the fluent and transitional readers, you're going to be focusing on advanced comprehension skills like themes, motifs, character motivations, and cause and effect. You're going to be looking at more critical thinking skills like evaluating text and distinguishing from fact and opinion. Text structures like the difference between narrative, expository, persuasive, and informational text. Vocabulary, right? Focusing on those morphological analysis skills, analyzing multiple sources, as well as kids transforming from learning to read to reading to learn in all subjects. Now, what are some strategies that educators in the classroom and at home can do for kids? Now, if you're in a classroom, you want to make sure that you are providing level text to support the diverse learners that you'll have there. Use guided reading groups that's going to target specific skill practice. Make sure you're also teaching and modeling those comprehension skills through examples like think alouds, questioning, and making predictions. Offer independent reading time to help build kids' stamina, and use those graphic organizers to scaffold comprehension. Now, if you're at home, make sure that you are reading aloud daily, even to older kids. Ask questions before, during, and after reading. Encourage your kids to retell stories in their own words. And of course, have a library at home that provides access to a variety of books, magazines, and digital text. Have reading not only in ebooks and paper books, but also auditory books as well. And also play comprehension and word games during everyday routine. Make learning interactive, hands-on, and fun. This is going to help kids to really make those connections with the text. And lastly, here are some activities in these grade bands that you can do to reinforce reading skills. For kindergarten and first grade, how about some sight word bingo? You'll need some bingo boards with some sight words and counters. Now, you can create these bingo boards on your own. You want to call out sight words, right, and have kids cover those words as they hear them on their board. And this connects to fluency because it helps kids to increase automatic recognition of high frequency words. Now, what about an activity for second and third graders? Well, how about some comprehension Jenga? What you'll need is a Jenga set with comprehension questions written on the blocks. As kids pull the block, they're going to be answering the questions about the story that they just read. Now, what is that connection to fluency? This is going to engage kids in thinking about text. And lastly, an activity for those fourth and fifth graders. How about a text structure sort? What you'll need is some passages of different text types. And kids are going to sort passages by structure. They can look at cause and effect or compare and contrast, for example. And this is going to connect to fluency because it's going to build comprehension of informative texts. From phonemic awareness in those early grades to critical text analysis in fifth grade, reading and comprehension skills grow with kids as they move through those grades. By breaking down these skills and using targeted strategies and engaging kids with interactive activities, educators both at home and in school can ensure that kids become confident, fluent readers who comprehend text and enjoy what they read. So I hope this was helpful. Like, share, and follow me. I'll follow you right back. And I'll also catch you later.